So Oppenheimer is doing really good in the theaters. As you know, it is doing pretty good in spite of having a lot of competition too, because Barbie is raking in big numbers. I talked about all of this in my video this morning. But I didn't know how much Oppenheimer cost, and I have a number now. Cost $100 million, which is rather cheap. So this movie's definitely going to make its money back. More movies should shoot for a number like that. I don't understand why everything has to cost almost $300 million to make. Look at what you can do when you tighten your belt. So this movie, even if it doesn't destroy records and make massive amounts of money, like this thing doesn't need to make $1 billion to turn a profit. It will make its money back. Most assuredly. And this is why Nolan gets to keep making movies, because all of his movies, I think, except Tenet, but that movie had the unfortunate time of the coof when it came out. It's also not a very good movie, to be honest. I didn't care for Tenet. This movie, I like this movie. I don't think everyone's going to like this movie, though. It's very long, and there is a lot of dudes in rooms discussing stuff. Kind of like Shin Godzilla, to be honest, but I like Shin Godzilla too. I mean, you can do that as long as it's entertaining, and I think they did a good job with it in this movie, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure not everybody is going to share it. What I want to talk about in this video is some of the backlash that Oppenheimer is getting, notably from Amy Schumer. She's given her thoughts on Barbie, because remember, she left Barbie, thank God. Imagine if she had starred in that movie. In fact, you can kind of see, if you've seen it, you can kind of see the skeleton of the movie she wanted to make in there, because the movie is about Barbie getting older. That's why she starts thinking about death. That's why she starts getting cellulite. I don't want to spoil too much in case you haven't seen it and you do want to see it, but you could see that with what they would have done with her. Amy Schumer, of course, is a larger woman that would have addressed some of that, but it wouldn't have. One of the reasons that this movie's doing so well, and make no mistake about it, is that Margot Robbie looks hot in it. It's a good example of what women actually want versus what Hollywood thinks they want. Hollywood thinks they want Captain Marvel, when what they really want is the same thing men want. They want to see pretty women too. So there's that. But she had some thoughts on it. So apparently she did the Barbieheimer double feature meme that was going on, where people were going to see Barbie and Oppenheimer at the same time. And she says this, really enjoyed Barbie and Oppenheimer, but I think I should have played Emily Blunt's role, wrote Schumer in an Instagram post. Do better, Hollywood. Really don't get the criticism there. By the way, nobody would have wanted to see Amy Schumer in that role. Emily Blunt's actually attractive, and that was a much better selection than Amy Schumer. But she's also a very strong character in the movie, so I don't understand the criticism there. Like she has a lot of strong convictions. I'll say that. Like she's a good character in the movie. She was interesting. Amy Schumer wouldn't have been interesting, but I don't get the criticism there. She was fine. It's also a biopic, so whatever. I'm glad Amy Schumer is not getting as much work as she used to get. Maybe it's because of dumb things like this that she's saying. There's more criticism for that movie, by the way. There's not just this. Here's another one. So this person over on Twitter was trying to get some easy Twitter likes. That didn't happen. Instead, there's 65 quotes, 12 likes, 12 bookmarks. And usually, oh no, it's changed. Now there's 255 comments, 66 retweet quotes, and 12 likes. So it's getting ratioed into the ground. But this is what this person decided to do. Wanted to go to the Oppenheimer cast and say, I'm going to stop scrolling when I see someone black. This movie has the people that were around during that time in it. Maybe they should have made Oppenheimer black, even though he's a man born to, I think, Jewish immigrants. Doesn't matter. They should have changed that. Maybe Truman should have been Asian in the movie. Don't know. I don't know what these people want. This is, of course, because of this post that got a lot of traction. I talked about this the other day. Just saw Oppenheimer, an in-depth character exploration of the people that built the atomic bomb, a weapon of mass destruction that killed 250,000 Japanese civilians. Almost 3 hours long and features 0 Japanese people. This guy's mad that there's no Asians in the movie. And he got community quoted. The film Oppenheimer is a biographical drama based entirely on the life of the physicist Robert Oppenheimer. There are no records of him ever meeting a Japanese person, so it would not make sense to create such a scene, as the project is a biopic, not a work of fiction. And this, of course, is funny. I love that they do this on Twitter now. So these people get on here and spurg out and get a bunch of reactions, and then they get fact-checked, and it's just funny. But this one actually took off, 108,000 likes. There's also this. People are mad about the sex scene because, of course, they are. You're not allowed to have stuff like that in Hollywood anymore. Within 5 minutes of the movie, there's a sex scene. And is there like 2 or 3 of them now that I think about it? Well, anyway, there's one where he meets this woman, and they're doing it, and she gets up, goes and grabs a book, and I didn't know what language it was at the time. I guess it's Hindu. And she gets back on top of him and has him read from it while they are going at it. But the line he reads during that scene is very relevant to the movie. It's actually, I thought, a very good scene. But apparently there's now backlash for that because you're not allowed to do anything anymore without people getting mad. And then, of course, the media runs to it and highlights it and gives it a lot of power and creates cancel culture, as things have always went, though these outlets are slowly dying. I expect a few more of them to go out of business by the end of the year, notably Kotaku and Polygon, but maybe Kotaku for sure. So that's kind of the gist of what's going on here. Amy Schumer should have been in the movie. She should have been casted. She'd have done a better job. She would have been great, amazing. Yeah, right. The movie would have made a quarter of what it has if she was in it. You built a bomb, Oppenheimer, but what about my vagina? That's pretty much all of her jokes. All of her jokes consist of her lady bits. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.